What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. Come a long way with Superman from, oh man, I just wanted Henry Cavill and Man of Steel 2 to you are going to have to drag me kicking and screaming to liking this movie. I still feel that way, even though I have seen some things that make me hopeful, namely David Cornsweet's performance specifically and some of the newer music we've heard. But by and large, boy, there is a lot to be concerned about. And one thing is for sure, there will only be one person responsible at the end of the day for its success and or its failure, and that is James Gunn. He has made it abundantly clear that in the hierarchy of Warner Brothers and DC Studios, Warner Brothers has no control over DC Studios, and in the hierarchy of that, I am the Senate. DC Studios is Peter Safran and James Gunn, and James Gunn has said that Peter's the demanding, he's the numbers, and that James is the creative demanding one. So James is in charge. So all of it rests on his shoulders, and most, if not all, of the decisions have made by him, in some cases circumventing or overriding established canon, as in what a metahuman is, which by and large in the DC universe and in the comics, a metahuman is simply DC's version of a mutant. They are naturally just have an extra power or something like that, or a very fine window therein, created through accidents, but then have special powers, things like that. Barry Allen would be considered a metahuman. Versions of Catwoman would be considered a metahuman. I guess even Joker after the chemical bath and all that, things like that. Clayface. Okay. Batman's not a fucking metahuman. And if you're an alien, you're not a metahuman. But someone needs to explain that to James Gunn, because he has this. So in the DCU, this is what a metahuman is according to him. In DC Comics, a metahuman is a human-like being with extraordinary, often paranormal abilities. These powers can arise from a variety of sources, including science, magic, alien origins, no, mutation, divinity, no, proficiency, no, or technology, no, science, and even magic, because in your magic, like Shazam's not a metahuman. He's a fucking magic thing. Anyway, the director also clarified in the same post who in the Superman cast is a metahuman. So because this had to do with the Justice Gang and everyone pointing out that, well, like Green Lantern's not a metahuman. He's got a ring. And Mr. Terrific's not a metahuman. He's using technology. Technically, someone's saying that the only metahuman here, isn't the only person here a metahuman is Hot Girl. And even that, no, because it depends on which version. If you're going with she's an alien from Thanagar, then she's an alien. Now, if you're going with the Shia Hall, like the actual like reincarnation, okay, so fine. If we're going with that route, then yeah, she's the only metahuman. Superman and Krypto aren't human. 4 is a robot. Mr. Terrific is just a smart guy. Guy's powers come from the ring, and that's when he says those things. So yeah, so 4 not a metahuman, but Terrific arguably is. No, because Batman's not a metahuman, Green Lantern's not a metahuman, Mr. Terrific is not a metahuman. They're just humans who are using technology. Again, if everyone is a metahuman, then no one is a metahuman. It just goes to show that James doesn't either understand a lot of the actual minutia of DC Comics and lore, or he just doesn't care, and he's going to just do a catch-all for this. So there's that. And then there's the budget, which we all guffawed and harumphed. Guffawed, I tell you, when we heard that the budget was supposedly $225 million, when for the longest time we all had $363 million in our head. And that was because, it's pointed out, that was because it was filed with official tax documents with the Ohio government. So it's not like we just magically picked that number. He, of course, dismissed it, which means either Gunn is misinformed and or lying, or Warner Brothers is lying to the federal government about their taxes, or in the state of Ohio, certainly. So might want to look into that. As we recently heard, like I said, that it was $225 million, and everyone pressed X to doubt. A longtime financier says that $363 million figure isn't incorrect. Sources say DC and his parent could spend as much as $200 million on the global marketing campaign, compared with the usual $150 million for an all-audience summer tentpole. It wouldn't be a surprise, since Superman kicks off the Gunn era and needs to work at the box office. Warner Brothers needs it to work. DC Universe, DC needs it to work. Yeah. Also, we heard Chris Gore, a friend of the channel, talked about how that this is going to get a huge marketing push on the level of Barbie. They're going to spend a lot of money trying to get this to everywhere because they 100% can't have this fail. Everything relies on this. Either way, between the production budget and marketing, it's certain to land in the 400 million club. According to a veteran studio source, Superman, which opens July 11th in North America, is exploding on social media. Over 30 million people see the trailer. From just that one site, from just like the DC account. If you go to all, it's over 250 million views. So definitely people are aware of it. Based on such metrics, a domestic debut of 175 million or thereabouts is within the realm of possibility. Even has a shot at finishing with 1 billion plus globally. There's no way to defend these budgets because when you get into the 700 million to 900 million break even point in regards to box office and ancillary revenue, it doesn't make any sense. So that's the veteran financier saying that no. And then last but not least, this is why I feel so confident saying that all the credit, good or bad, goes to Gunn. We heard that the studio might have cut out about 30 minutes since we were there. 30 minutes had been cut out and jokes had been removed and they had honed everything down. Someone saying, so here's James saying, yes, inclusive. So with credits and post-credit scenes, we're looking at 2 hours and 9 minutes. Is this the correct runtime? Yes, it is. Any truth that WB forced you to make it shorter? James Gunn saying zero truth to that. And they couldn't, even if that's something they wanted to. It's a DC Studios film. And as he has pointed out multiple times, he is DC Studios. So there you go. That's what it is. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about his definition of metahuman. I think it's retarded. Do you? I don't know. And that budget. Oh, it just keeps getting higher. Anyway, let me know what you think. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.